All right, y'all, it's time to catch up on these videos. Let's recap on the Real Housewives of Potomac episode 3 now. All right, so in this episode, it opens up with Robin in the bed. All right, so I could have sworn that good old Juan Dixon and said he don't want to see her ass in the bed no more, but then it's opening up with Robin in the bed. Okay, so she's pretty much waiting to the last minute to wake the boys up, and he is really discouraged about how she's managing, making sure that the boys get up for school and get their get on the computer and get their work done. She's literally waking them up 3 minutes before they actually have to be on the computer, which is insane. And she's going back and getting in the bed, setting her alarm so she can go back to sleep, but literally wake back up in like 5 to 15 minutes. I guess the boys have to get up, not too close together. Well, it's close enough where get out the bed, Robin. So Juan is just expresses that he doesn't like that and that she's doing this and she needs to get up and be productive and get out of the bed. And the pandemic has, made her lose motivation and she's finding it hard to change. So I think that Robin is really going through a little bit of depression and she may need to, really seek some help regarding that because a lot of people depression shows in different ways. Like a lot of people think it's, oh, you're just being lazy, but she probably is just really depressed. So I would definitely encourage her to talk to somebody about that. Then it goes into Karen and Ray. They get on a launch call because Karen is launching her new wig line. So all of her customers are on a live presentation. She's talking about how you can go from the boardroom to a party or whatever with these wigs on. So Karen is really doing her thing with Ladam and really trying to expand her business and really put the work into her empire. And then the next scene, we see Giselle meets Ashley at a coffee shop and they discuss how she feels about Michael's ability to be faithful if Ashley chooses a nanny. I thought this was interesting because Giselle seems to find a way to talk about everybody else's man being faithful, but nobody is calling her out on her own man that evidently we don't know if it was a real relationship, and we daggone sure know he ain't being healthy down there at that good old church, okay? So why does she feel the need to comment on everybody else's relationship? If Ashley is okay with her relationship, if she having a problem, she'll come to you. She don't need you to tell her nothing about no nanny. If she picks a nanny, she needs to pick a nanny according to who's going to take care of her children, not some Broomhilda looking chick with a mole on her neck because you want to make sure that your husband ain't screwing her. Let me tell you something. If it got a hole, they gonna plug it if they want to. It don't matter what they look like, okay? So I'm just saying. So they talked about Karen's love party, and then they talked about Mia being a stripper and discloses what Mia said about Giselle. Basically saying that, Mia didn't like the fact that Giselle kind of insinuated that, well, I don't think Giselle was saying that Ray needs to die, but she was saying basically that Ray will be in the grave before her beauty fades. And I don't know if Mia really knew the full context behind what Giselle said, but she said after hearing her say that, because in the last episode, Mia said that Giselle had a good spirit. But after hearing that, Mia was like, I don't know about her. And Karen is my girl. But I really, like I said in the last video, I think Mia just said that to kind of diffuse the situation. I don't think she really thinks that Giselle has this beautiful soul. I think she just wanted them to stop arguing. And so she was saying whatever to get the attention off of them continuing to go back and forth over some stupid stuff. So they started to discuss pregnancy and how they felt Giselle and how Ashley was feeling. And then Giselle brings up the pampering party for Ashley and lets her know, who will be in attendance. So Ashley lets her know, yes, I do want Karen to be there because Giselle was saying she didn't want Karen to come. But, Karen and Ashley are pretty cool. So she's like, I want her there and I definitely want Mia there. So I thought it was interesting that Candace was there because they don't get along, but whatever. That's later on in the episode. So Robin is at her mom's store. Next scene is Robin is at her mom's store using her warehouse in the back to package her hat orders. And it looks like Robin's business has really, really grown. Like she was talking about how she has part-time people and that come in and help her pack the orders. She had over 300 orders back there, and I've seen people say that, why doesn't she just do drop, instead of why don't she just do drop shipping and stuff like that? People don't realize that when you have somebody else fulfilling your orders, that's another additional cost. It's so much less expensive for you to fill the orders yourself. Now, it's a lot of work. It really is. You going to get you gonna get your money's worth, but from yourself. Okay. So you save a lot of money by packing the orders, especially when you're starting out small. She's probably, as now that she's growing, she's probably going to have to do another system of streamlining things. But I'm really happy for her and how her business is going thus far. So she's in there, and this is where they introduce sorry, y'all, I forgot to put my banners up. So we got to put those up real quick, right? So you can know what it do. All right. There we go. So they introduced her friend Ascala. Okay. So Ascala, I don't know what's the story on her yet. Um, but she's a friend of Robin on the show, and then Wendy shows up. Now Wendy and Ascala connect because they both are of African descent. They both have heels on in here, supposedly packing orders. So pretty much these hoes ain't come to do no damn work. Y'all just came up in here because you said production said, listen, y'all need to be in a scene together and y'all need to show up. So they came looking cute, not to work. So anyway, Wendy tells Robin she wants to do a home essential line. And Robin isn't seeing the connection to political commentary. She's basically like, how you going to go from doing commentary and now you running a business? A lot of people don't understand that running a business, it's not just you just jump and do it, because as a person that has their own business, it's very challenging. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of moving pieces to it. You can't just buy a product and then it just jump off the shelves. It doesn't work like that. So I think Wendy is going to see that down the line, but Robin is just like, well, what part of you're not like a home decor type of person from what she's seen. So she's probably wondering, like, where is all this coming from? So then Wendy starts talking about Mia and saying that Giselle isn't there, that saying that, just because Giselle wasn't at the love party, now all of a sudden Mia feels comfortable talking about her at Karen's house. And then Robin says that Karen, as a scowl was like, so what about this Karen? What should I know about her? Or, what should I know about the girls? And then Robin brings up that Karen drinks a lot and asks why Wendy was protecting Karen. So I don't really necessarily understand why Robin thinks that everybody should have this blind loyalty to Giselle like she does. Okay. Karen has not really, well, she did say that, basically insinuate that her and Juan's relationship was fake. But she seemed to have an attitude with Wendy because Wendy brought up the fact that, her and Giselle were ganging up on Karen and she didn't like it. And my thing is, y'all were ganging up on her. You took the bait for Giselle to come in for the kill, and Giselle thought her little tacky little read was going to do something, which it really didn't do anything. And so you tried to catch the bait to come and help her finish it off. And of course, in typical 10-man fashion, because you always standing there stiff as a board, need some oil to make it happen, child. You just up Giselle's butthole. I don't understand. So Wendy came to Karen's rescue. You have to have some balance in the group, because if everybody is attacking one person, then the show just is not fun. I'm just saying, period. So Wendy replies she feels like Robin and Giselle were ganging up on Karen. Robin feels like Wendy is wishy-washy because last year her and Karen didn't get along. Now she's protecting her for some reason. Everybody is allowed to evolve. Are you supposed to hate somebody forever? I can't get with that. So in the next scene, Candace is speaking to her mom on the phone and talking about her upcoming, meeting with Karen. And then she's talking about her husband being her husbander. And her mom just really doesn't agree with any of this. She doesn't really think that she should talk to Karen, and she needs to be optimistic and make sure she's open minded that it may not turn out the way that she thinks it should. And then she really is not excited about um her husband, Candace's husband, being her manager, because she's feeling like, oh, is Chris living off of you, like all this different stuff. And when Candace gets upset and she's like, I don't appreciate you insinuating that he's living off of me and whatnot. That whole thing of till death do us part is very real. You have to support one another. And if this is how she wants to support her husband, I really think that portrait size mama need to go on and mind her business. That's how I feel. But Candace also needs to establish boundaries. You need to stop talking about your relationship with your mother and, wanting her to agree with you on everything that you do. Because if you're talking to her and she's giving you her opinion, that's all it is. It's her opinion. You can take it or leave it. Sounds like you want to leave it most of the time. So I don't even know why the hell you tell her anything. But whatever. So in the next scene, Wendy talks to Karen. Wendy goes over to Karen's house and talks to her about her home essential line. She gives her the candle. Karen smells the candle and she was like, wow, this is a really good product. So then Karen starts to ask her, it seemed like, Giselle was asking Karen some questions when she first started her business, but I think Giselle was asking questions to be shady, but I really feel like Karen was asking very important questions to Wendy to help her to actually succeed. These were questions that I would have asked her, as a friend that's in business, to see if she's really dialed down to her target audience. Because just because you're on a TV show and you've now made a product, that doesn't mean that it's going to sell. You have to promote your business, okay? And you have to be passionate about what you're doing. Robin and her little hats, people may talk about it, but Robin do be wearing hats. She wears her hats. She had the session set up on the show. She really, that product placement was important for, while she was on the show. But Wendy, you just buying a bunch of candles and hope they sell. It's not like we see you decorating your house all the time or that you're into home decor. It's not like, I could see I could even see Giselle probably doing something like that because she was in the midst of remodeling her home and finally finished it. So with that being said, if she came out with a candle line, even though don't nobody want none of that tacky stuff in her house, I could see maybe that. I could even see Giselle maybe doing some baking, because I remember when Karen was saying that Giselle knew how to bake really well. But I say all that to say, we haven't seen you doing anything with home essentials, and it doesn't even really seem like you're passionate about it because you're not really putting the time and energy into it. So you have to be very mindful and put the time into the business. The sale is not going to just come and fall in your lap. I'm sorry. So Karen asked her, if she had a business plan, if she had a budget. If she has a budget, she told her she needed to double it. She asked her, what made her choose that product, what is her target audience, and who would want to buy the candle. Those are very, very important questions because you need to know who your target audience is so you can know who wants to buy your candle. When she needs to know if somebody smells this candle, what person are you trying to attract to the candle? And I don't think Wendy has the answers to any of these questions. So, and Karen was like, who wants the product and who would pick up this candle? And Wendy is saying she isn't sure if she can do this. She's like, Karen told her she needs to just get her stuff. So basically Karen told her she just need to get her stuff together. Like, you need to get organized and figure your shit out, because at the end of the day, I'm trying to tell you, people on Instagram make it so easy, like it's so easy to run a business. You really, really, really have to put the work in, and your customer service needs to be on point. You need to make sure that you're dotting all your I's and crossing your T's when you're starting any type of business. So she needs to promote herself and really understand who her customer is. And I think once she identifies who her customer is, it'll be easier for her to answer these questions. So in the next scene, Mia shows her son Joshua, that's 13, and her other younger son is at the table eating breakfast. I believe it was during the day. And they talk about her relationship with her ex-husband Tim, or I think just Josh. I don't know if it's her ex-husband, but Joshua's dad Tim. And apparently Tim gets along with her husband very well as well. So they all work together as a family to help raise her older son. Okay. So her and her husband go into a room, and then they start to talk about the mom. So Mia's mom is supposed to be coming over for a Valentine's Day celebration, and she's having a little bit of apprehension because there's basically no consistency in the relationship between the mom. And I think she also has a lot of built up resentment because Mia is adopted, and that, her mom gave her away. She doesn't really understand it. So it would be interesting to see them try to get some therapy and really deal with these issues, and just figure out how they can move forward, because I think that if Mia can talk to her mom and figure out a way to express herself, and her mom can figure out a way to express herself to Mia, then they can kind of find some common ground and figure out how to move forward in a healthy relationship together, which I'm really interested to see how this dynamic goes. And just if they can find a way to move forward and get along and create a relationship. But it seems like they want it and they're working towards it, so I'll be interested to see how that rolls out. So Karen goes over to Candace's house. They meet, they're sitting down at the table eating some cheese, and Karen sees Chris's children, and they just get right into the conversation about friendship. Candace says she wants to move to a place where they can move forward and define where the friendship can go from here. Karen says she understands Candace doesn't like that she was neutral with Monique last year. And Candace says that she does not trust Karen because she doesn't feel like Karen is capable of being a friend. Says she'll just keep it cute with her. She did not like that Karen says she wouldn't change anything, because Karen basically was like, I wouldn't change anything that I did last year. And I feel like, here's my thing. If I'm friends with somebody, if I'm friends with a person that is a mutual friend of me and somebody that I don't like, I cannot then tell this person who to be friends with. I can't. And especially if I'm dead fucking wrong too. But that's the problem. Candace doesn't ever want to accept when she's actually wrong. She just doesn't. So she is still on a campaign of everybody must agree with me. She need to be friends with Tisha from Daggone Love and Marriage Huntsville, because both of them think that everybody's supposed to just agree with them and follow them blindly and just move on. And that's just not how life works. You are dealing with very grown women. We are not in high school anymore. And that's very childish to basically give somebody an ultimatum that they have to agree with you or else. That's basically what you're saying. And me no likes. That's not a friend that you ain't got a friend in me acting like that. So in the next scene, we go to the pampering event. Everybody starts to arrive. And Candace is talking to Giselle about the conversation with Karen and pretty much giving her some insight and saying, listen, I'm just kind of gonna feed her with a long handle spoon kind of thing, and that's that on that. Wendy shows up. Giselle comments about Wendy always showing her boobs. Wendy, listen, she gonna get her money's worth out of them titties, okay? She gonna make sure everybody sees them, all right? She went to Fashion Nova and bought all the shirts that have cutouts right here. I'm just saying. Giselle shows, I thought this was really interesting. I thought this was a nice touch and it was really cute. Giselle showed photos of everybody pregnant, and they had to pick out who they thought was who. And when it got to Candace said, "Oh, I'm just pregnant with possibilities." I'm like, "Oh gosh, okay, whatever, girl, you corny." So then Wendy and Mia discussed the hands in the face thing, and Wendy said, "Don't ever try me again." And then Mia says that's how she talks. She's like, "I talk with my hands." And then Wendy goes and oh my God. Then Wendy goes into calling herself Zen Wen. Zen Wen. Bitch, try again. Cause that was not cute. How long did it take Wendy to rehearse that little dry ass read? Okay. I'm gonna need y'all. It just really sounded like as the season was going, she got her boobs and her butt done, and she was just like, "Oh, that's gonna be real cute." I'm gonna just say that. Next time I have a problem with somebody, I'm gonna say I'm Zen Wen. No, and that's that on that. So she says, "I'm Zen Wen TikTok Mia because I have the time today." I don't have time for this. It's stupid. It's very stupid. But moving right along. Then Mia says Wendy is unhappy at home. That's why she's acting like that. And Wendy says, "No, you are unhappy. That's why you got your clit done." Oh my God. Mm, mm, mm. Now that was funny. That was funny, Wendy. But Zen Win, we're going to have to go ahead and trash that one because that was just as dry as the desert. Okay. That one ain't gonna work. But Mia is time enough for Miss Wendy. I don't know what's wrong with Wendy though. I feel like she's jealous of Mia in some kind of way. And I think it's because Mia lives her best life. She lives her truth. She's going to tell you, listen, yeah, I was a stripper, I'm this and whatever. She's not out here. She going to tell you before you can snoop it out and find it out. That's what I'm sensing from her. Now, I'm still on the fence about whether I like Miss Mia. I do like her. I do. But the whole the way she talks, I don't know if I can get used to that. It's very Valley girlish, like and for her to have all them surgeries, I don't know what's going on with her skin, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this thing progresses. But it's very certain. I'm very certain that Wendy is not gonna let this go, and she is just doing whatever she can to like have something with somebody because she need to double that budget and buy some more candles. So she trying to stay on this show as much as possible, and she spent her last little coin on that ass and them titties. So she trying to create drama with somebody. So keep your eyes open, Mia. So Giselle says she loves the fact that Mia is trying to get to know them. Wendy said Mia is always putting her foot in her mouth and dismissed Mia. Like Wendy just kept talking over Mia. Like nobody could get a word in edgewise, and everybody was like, "Well, damn, you really are being rude to the girl." She was just like expressing herself, and you being nasty. So it really did feel. It just felt very forced. It felt like Wendy was being a mean girl to Mia, but Mia was just time enough for her. I love it with Child. She went in the other room. She's like, Jiminy Crickets. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with her. So Ashley asks about the bartending job, and Mia then knows she became so Mia then lets her know that she became a stripper after bartending. And then she talked about how it was a gentleman's club where they really weren't stripping and the guys just kind of wanted attention from them, and that how they wore long gowns. I ain't never seen no strip club with a bra wearing a gown. Cause what would what would be the point? What's the point? Ain't you taking your clothes off? Like, why you wearing muumuus and the whatever? Do you, girl? Whatever you got to do. So Wendy starts in on Mia as Ascal asks to do a prayer for Ashley's pregnancy and asks for a safe pregnancy and peace. So, Wendy, she let it go so they could do the prayer. I'm interested to see how that is going to turn out next week because Wendy was just doing way too much. Like everything out of her mouth this season has to do with Mia. And I'm like, are you trying to haze her into the group? Because when you came in, it wasn't like, but I think everybody gave Wendy a warm welcome. So I don't know why she's trying to give this girl such a hard time. It's really getting crazy. It's giving pressed. It's giving desperate. But yeah, it's really giving desperate to keep your place on this show, Miss Wendy. So we're gonna see how this rolls out. This was a good episode. Um, I really want the women to start getting into Giselle's butthole. Okay. I'm just like, Why do y'all constantly let her get in your marriages and get into your business, but you're not coming for her? I don't understand. Y'all gotta help me understand that, because I personally don't get it. Okay. And last but certainly not least, this white eyeshadow, it has got to go. If I see that in the confessional one more time, I just can't. That white line in there, like it has got to go. It is giving no way, no man, Pam. Don't do that again to yourself. So I've seen where she took it off for some scenes, and then where it's back in another scene. She probably looked at it and was like, "Oh, this shit looks stupid. Let's take it off." But y'all comment in the comments. Let me know what you think. Episode 3, Real Housewives of Potomac. How long is this thing gonna go with Wendy and Mia? Let me know in the comments. How long you think it's gonna take? Are they eventually going to be friends? How do you think all of this leads up into the salad situation? And do you think that she's going to have any other friends outside of Karen? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, tell somebody that you love them. And I love you too if nobody hasn't told you that today. So thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and hit that notification bell so you'll know when I'm coming back on. And peace out. Well, let me end it, y'all.